Hello everyone, you guys are welcome back. In today's class, I'm going to show us how to cut a native kaftan, a male native kaftan. Yeah, depending on the kind of material you want to make use of. This is a cutting material, it's a bale material. So you check the front and the back. So now what I will do is to know what I will fold, just fold the fabric into two, you notch so that you get the center. So that you know what to fold when you want to cut. You don't have problem getting the measurement. So now this is it after folding into two. Just fold into two. That is it's a bale material, that is why it's squeezed like this. It's not the regular cashmere plain kind of materials. So, but regardless of whichever material you want to make use of, still the same process. So now after folding into two, you're going to measure 3 inches down. You're going to measure 3 inches down to slant the shoulder. Going to measure 3 inches down to slant the shoulder. So after then you are going to take your shoulder measurement divided by 2, then probably plus ½ inch. So from that point you are going to measure 6 inches downward for the armhole. You are going to measure 6 inches downward for the armhole. You know, the back is going to be higher than the front, so we are still going to have 2 inches at the back to complete the what is it called, the armhole measurement. So now immediately after the armhole measurement, you take your bust measurement divided by your chest measurement divided by 4. So now you are going to get the length. See the way I'm placing my tape, so that I left out 2 inches at the upper part for the back, because the back is going to complete the measurement, the complete full measurement. So after getting the length, you are just going to add about 3 inches for the folding, for the down folding. So this side opening can be 6, 7, 8, 9 inches, depending on the one you want to make use of. But it's probably 7 inches is reasonable enough. So you come down, you take your hip measurement, you take your round hip measurement divided by 4, then you are going to connect it to the chest, round chest measurement. So now you are just going to cut. Just curve your armhole a bit, then you curve. In a situation whereby you want the top to half shape, you just get your half length measurement from shoulder, then you get your round waist measurement. But in a situation whereby the person has big tummy, there is no need shaping the clothes, because the tummy will be bigger than the chest probably, so you don't need to shape, except when the person is having a flat tummy. That is when you shape the kaftan a bit. So that means you are going to measure 17 inches from shoulder to get your half length, then you measure waist measurement from there, so that the kaftan will have shape. But just like I said, in a situation whereby the person has big tummy, you are just going to leave it straight like that, because the tummy might be bigger than the round chest. So this is it. This is the front. This is the front. So now we are going to fold the remaining fabric to cut the back. We are going to fold the remaining fabric like this to cut the back. So if you have still going to iron it very well, it's advisable you iron when you're cutting, so that you know what you're doing. So now cutting the back, you know, just like I said, we left out 2 inches on the shoulder part. So now we are going to return back that 2 inches. So how are we going to do that? You are going to measure 4.5 inches at the upper part. You are going to measure 4.5 inches at the upper part. So when you measure 4.5 inches at the upper part, you cut it straight like that. So by the time you fold, just fold it. Make sure the half inch is lapping on the front part. You discover that the 2 inches has come back. The 2 inches we minus out has come back. So just iron it so that you know what you're doing. You get what you're doing. So now if you discover that our armhole now will go back to 8 inches from that initial 6 inches we measured. So now you're going to cut your armhole again. You're going to cut your armhole again, then you trim out, you cut out you follow the shape and cut it out same way. So you're going to cut it out like this. So after cutting out, now we're done with the basic body, so we'll just cut out the neck and dip in the armhole a bit. You can just notch this folding part so that you know that is where you're folding from. See that we have our 8 inches for the armhole here already. Meanwhile, that might not really be constant because, you know, if you're sewing for a smaller person, the measurement won't be as wide as that. Or maybe if you're making for a bigger person, that means you still have to increase. So around this side, just this place I marked just now, just measure about ½ inch there. So that you dip in the front part of the kaftan to avoid too much box at the armhole level. You can see the way it is. You are going to dip in it like that. So now the neckline, just measure about 4.5 inches around here. 4.5 inches. Then the width 2.5 inches. Just cut out the sharp edge. Then around here you are going to measure 2.5 inches. So now you are going to cut it out. It is advisable you just cut out the neck small when you're cutting like this. You can even do 2-2 from both sides. So by the time you join the shoulder, you now confirm your round neck measurement, then you measure it round so that you don't have a problem cutting too much big neck or maybe a smaller neck for a bigger person. So instead of cutting it straight like that, just come down with about ½ inch. Then you are going to cut it out this way. That's that about the neckline. That's that about the neckline. So you use your tape to confirm the round neck measurement and check whether it's complete. So if it's not complete, you are going to increase. Then the situation whereby maybe the neck is now bigger, you reduce the neck measurement from the shoulder. So now this is it about the body. So now I'm going to cut the sleeve. It's going to be a 3/4 sleeve. So just make sure you have about 10 to 11 inches here on fold. So you might want to fold about 3 inches. You might want to use about 3 inches to fold the round sleeve here. So you can use your iron to form it this way. Use about 3 inches. So now you are going to take the sleeve measurement from the shoulder. So here I have about 17 inches. So just cut it straight. So this is the measurement. So now you come down, measure 5 inches. I'm going to mark on that 5 inches. So that is where you are curving the armhole. So just measure about 2.5 inches here. You go straight with about 2.5 inches. This one I measured is just to guide us on how to curve the armhole, so that it won't be too straight and it won't be too sharp. So it's going to give us something like this. Now take the round sleeve measurement. I'm using 9 inches because it's going to be free. I think 3/4 is finer when it's free, especially when you're not using these stretchy fabrics. So just notch this place so that you know that okay, this is where you're folding. Now we want to deepen the front part of the sleeve. Just mark the wrong side. Mark the wrong side on both sides. So now just come in with about 1.5 inch or 2. Just come in with about 2 inches here. Then you're going to deepen it with 1/2 inch. Then you connect it to this notched part. So this is what it's going to look like after when you might have done that, just to avoid unnecessary box at the armhole level. So one is going to be for the right side, one is going to be for the left side. You can see this is the facing me, this is the right one, and the other one is the left one. If you look at it, this is what it's going to look like. So that's that. So now the back, you can decide to use the same fabric to cut facing for the back, or you use a couture material. You can decide to use a couture material to cut facing for the back, or you use the same material depending on the one you want to make use of. So this is it. And there's another thing about facing, about back facing. You can make it full, you can cut it full, and it can also go halfway. You can make it full, or you just make it halfway, something like this. Then you do your normal folding, then you start your coupling. So as simple as that. That's how we cut our basic kaftan. Thank you guys for watching. Please don't forget to share and subscribe.